Hey everyone, Guard the Leaf here. How's everyone doing? So today I'm coming to you from a park, and it's called TT Wangsa, and it's not that far from the city. I mean, you can see the Petronas Towers in the back, and the KL Tower, and the Merdeka 118. I'm pretty sure I'm still saying that wrong. Anyways, I'm here for another walk and talk video, and one of the things I wanted to talk about is I received a comment from one of my viewers, and again, it's not a bad comment, but basically paraphrasing, they're saying that, hey, GTL, you know, nothing has changed with the United States. It's always been like this. And, I well, okay, let me say it again. He basically said the United States has always been like this. It's just that the mask has come off. Now, I kind of agree with it, and I also disagree with that. And I'm going to give my opinion on this right now as I walk, because I've got about a 15-minute walk until I get to the train station again, at least. So, but what I'm trying to say is that, yes, in one hand, I believe the United States has always been like this, and I've been saying it on my channel that I feel that. Hang on, let me just pass by these people first. So what I was saying is that, yes, I do feel the United States has always been like this, and I think just with everything going on in the past 15 months, everything's been really uncovered. And on that note there, I agree with it because, for me, yeah, I'm not afraid to say it. I admit it. I have been naive, I think, and really, don't want to say I've been suckered into the United States culture, but it was actually really ingrained in my personal life as well. For a lot of people as well. We have friends and family in the United States, and if you spend a lot of time there, it's just something that we got used to. So yeah, I guess in that sense, it has been the same. Nothing has really changed. It's just that, for me personally, I think things are just getting a lot louder. And when I say it's being a lot louder, it's those that, how do I say it? I have to relate it to the businesses. And, you guys have heard it hundreds of times on my channel saying that, the United States businesses, they're struggling. And they're struggling because we're not spending money, like cash, in their country anymore. And, it made me realize and look back at, my 20 plus years of traveling to the United States, wondering, is that really all they wanted from us? I know a lot of people in the comments are going to say, yeah, GTL, stop being so naive. It's always been about the money. And I understand that. But, I think now, like I said earlier, the mask has been uncovered. And yes, it's about the money, right? So I agree on that part. And it's also disappointing. I mean, I don't hate the United States. Hate is a strong word, if you ask me. It's more disappointment and betrayal, right? So, I mean, I think everybody has that feeling of betrayal right now. But do I hate them? No. I mean, I still have friends and family in the United States. I don't hate U.S. people. But it stings, right? I mean, I have to agree with, when I read out that article from I Love Fucking Australia, I could really relate to that. When you grow up and you're so intertwined with the United States culture, it felt like it felt like your sibling, and this is a good picture. Let me pause here and take a look. So it's a great photo of this Kuala Lumpur skyline. I'm a shitty tour guide, so I don't know what these buildings are in front of me. The only ones I can recognize are the Petronas Towers and the KL Tower. But yeah, it's actually really nice. It's definitely not Stanley Park, but it's closest to what I have in the downtown core of Kuala Lumpur. So, um, yeah, it's a sense of betrayal, right? I mean, I think every Canadian feels that, and especially since the first time it was the 51st day stuff was said. I think every Canadian has a right to be pissed off. Um, Hang on a second here. All right, so what I'm saying, yeah, we have a right to be pissed off, and I feel that a lot of this has been uncovered. So yeah, in a sense, they've always been like that. The businesses, all they really cared about was the money. No matter what any tourism official or chamber of commerce or government official says, I think actions speak louder than words, and the actions that we've seen over the past 15 months is really just about getting us back, getting us to spend money again, sending us discounts and promo codes and stupid golf balls with like Canadian stereotypical things on it. I mean, I don't know what some of these people are thinking. I mean, they actually think this, Canadians care about that? No. So, like I said, the actions speak more than words. And I said in a few videos ago, I don't think I ever recall a U.S. business actually standing up for Canada. And I understand why. Probably they don't want to lose their Republican base. I mean, if they speak out against Taco Tuesday and say we're sticking up for Canada, they may lose business from the Republican side. They're just too scared. That's what it is, right? And that goes with tourism officials as well. They're just too freaking scared to stand up to what is right, or they just don't believe what's going on. They believe what's going on right now is that things will get back to normal, and this is just a phase, or it's all hype. And when I hear that, that just pisses me off even more, to be honest. So, I guess on that kind of sense, yeah, it's been the same. I'm also starting to realize too that all of these little jabs here and there that we used to get from the United States, saying like, "Oh, you're the little brother," or your money is not real money, or what else do I remember hearing? There's a few more things, but I started to realize, that those little jabs here and there, it wasn't friendly. It wouldn't be like your friends, how you take jabs at your friends and stuff. That is them just flexing their power. It's like a bully in high school. There's a difference between friendship and bullying. I mean, my group chat, I've known some of my friends since very long time, since grade school, and we still keep in contact. And there's a difference between friendship and just bullying. And I think everybody kind of knows that difference. But when it comes to the United States, especially around March last year, before I started my channel, I started realizing, hey, this friendly jabs here and there, they're actually serious. So, again, this is another thing that has been uncovered over the last 15 months. I know a lot of my viewers are going to say, I've known this for decades. We've known this since like the 70s, 80s. I totally understand that. But, for some people like me, I'm a late bloomer. I'm not afraid to admit that. So I think on that part, the United States has always been the same. And I think our vision and overall perception of the United States will forever be changed. Now, to flip this around, I also don't think it's always been like this, because there are people that are sticking up for Canada, trying to fight their country, and basically trying to be the resistance. Where was I going with this? Okay, I kind of remember where I was going with this now. in a sense, I mean, this is just my opinion. I don't think the United States has always been like this. And when I say that, I mean, I don't want to call it cowardly either, but there was a time where, I felt that at least some of my friends, some of the people within my inner circle would stand up when the time is right. Um, I am disappointed in some of my friends in the United States, and even in Canada too. Some people. I think what's really kind of made everybody aware is where everyone's priorities are right now, and that's on both sides of the border. Um, some of my friends haven't even talked about anything relating to what's going on right now, and they're just going about their day. And this is in Canada, and even in the United States as well. They really just don't give a shit. They don't care about what their country's doing to the rest of the world. They don't care about the war in Iran, and they don't care that cost is going up. Of course, they'll bitch about it, but they don't really care to do anything to resolve it. But then obviously, there's those that are trying to fight. I guess what I'm trying to say is I expected a little bit more fight from the United States. And when I say the United States, I meant their people. Now, that's just my opinion, and a lot of you are going to disagree with me on this, saying this, the United States has always been this way, but, everyone has their own opinion. I'm just expressing mine, and with my experience. So, I just feel the United States was not always like that. They were not always, hiding, I guess, and just kind of in their own bubble. Um, but here we are, right? So, yeah, I mean, I kind of feel um, maybe things don't get better. Maybe things just continue to spread apart. And yeah, I mean, right now, Canada is making more ties with Europe, and I'm all for that. Um, I know I've seen reports on whether Canada should join the EU. That part, I don't know about it. I mean, I kind of like how things are right now, and for me, it's more just about being more independent and not being part of the EU. I mean, if we're going to be part of the EU, does that mean we have to use EU currency or whatever else? I don't know, but I mean, I kind of like how things are right now, but just solidify and strengthen our partnerships with Europe, right? But one thing I do know is that what we have right now with the United States is dead, and it's, in my opinion, it's dead to me. As being someone that used to go on a frequent basis, I don't even think about or even remember what it's like going there. And the things that I do remember, I'm starting to think, was it all a facade or was it all fake, right? Um, so yeah, I just, I guess the message of or the point of this video is that, yeah, I'm starting to notice and I do realize that this was all a mask. But I also expected better as well. And I also think that there could be more better action from the United States citizens. Are we going to get it? I kind of doubt it at this point. I mean, 15 months has gone by. They bombed a country and they started a war. Nothing's happening. And, I'm sure people are still searching for playoff highlights or basketball highlights and not really giving a shit about what's going on right now. So I know some of you in the comments, I mean, they're probably just my haters, are saying that, that's not a good metric. And I even saw somebody saying that, well, Canada is not searching for this stuff either. I'm like, well, Canada's not bombing other countries. We're not terrifying the world. We're not the ones causing this kind of problem. So there's a difference there. And it's just, I don't know, it's stupid. It's trying to say that we're the same as the United States. I mean, fuck that. Like I said, we're not bombing places. We're not putting people in detainment centers. And, we're not causing all this drama. So I wouldn't expect Canada to be searching on how to oust their government. I would expect that from the United States citizens themselves. But, the search results kind of speak for itself. So, yeah, to the original person that sent me a message saying that, yeah, the United States has always been like that, or been like this, and the mask has just come off. I agree with you. I agree. And I guess maybe the part I disagree on is just, I originally in the past thought they would do better and there would be more fight, I guess. Um, but now, 15 months into it, we got the next big event is, or not event, but the next big possible shakeup is the midterms, which I am losing more and more faith in every single day, especially with how the Republicans are trying to rig it. But who knows? I mean, we're going to get to that stage in November or whenever the hell it is. It's going to happen. There's probably going to be a big uproar in the media, and it'll die down in about a month after that. So I'm just being realistic here. So yeah, I guess that is it for this video and my opinion on that. I want to hear from you guys. I mean, do you guys agree? Do you think the mask has come off and the true colors of the U.S. is now front and center? Or do you believe there's still hope for the United States? I'm not against it. I mean, I want to make myself clear. I'm not trying to see the United States burn in ashes. I don't. I have people there that mean a lot to me. I have a lot of viewers that mean a lot to me, and I have a lot of friends that I've met that mean a lot to me as well. And I don't want to see their home, in a civil war or whatever else. But there has to be some sort of normalcy that comes out of this soon. And I'm unfortunately, I want to stay positive about it. But I mean, what kind of, after the midterms, if it doesn't go the way that we think it does, or something happens, we have another 2 years of trying to deal with this, right? So that's just my opinion. But let me know your thoughts in the comments below if you agree with me, or if I'm completely naive, which I know I am. I'm not denying it. So anyone who says I'm naive, I know this. But I'm just expressing, what I think a lot of us are feeling right now, which is disappointment and betrayal. So is this disappointment and betrayal enough for you to never go to the United States again, or do you still have room for forgiveness? So let me know in the comments below, and yeah, I'm gonna end this video now. Thanks very much, everyone, and I'll catch you in the next one.